Welcome back to Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yes.
We are tuning scanners.
Tuning scanners, and we have to play it.
Dibs on band name.
We got to
Tuning
play this
scanners.
super slow. I remember this part of the game. It's just walking. You just have to walk everywhere.
This is the walking simulator part of the game.
Yep. You can't be too loud.
These floating platforms will support me. But will also send
You know who the world's best walker is?
away my position to cross.
Fucking Batman.
To move as
Oh, I was
slowly
gonna
as
say
possible.
Texas Ranger.
No.
That's a good answer, though.
No. Batman's the best at everything. Except for when he's not.
That's true.
That's like the floating Batman rules in fucking Batman stories. It's like he's the best at everything until he's not. And then that's the reason why shit's hit the fan. Because all of a sudden Batman's fucked up.
I always have to rewatch. After we play this, I always have to start, like, before I go to bed, I have to just put on some animated series just to get those feels, get the cozy feels of Batman.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna fall asleep to The Dark Knight tonight. I haven't watched that in a while.
I did that just last week, too. I got to the point where I think Joker infiltrated the mob, and he's like, don't blow
The pencil
things
scene?
out of proportion.
Do you want to see a magic trick?
Yep.
Yeah, is it the magic trick scene?
Yep.
Yeah.
You ought to know.
Yeah,
you
like-
bought it.
So you got like 15 or 20 minutes in.
Yeah, and then
And when that scene happens.
and then I kind of like turn my head away and just listen to it and fall asleep.
Hell yeah.
Good times, good times.
I'm back to going to sleep to Frasier.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah. Alright, now we can sprint. Now we can walk. Oh,
There we go. Get some of that
get that
goo.
sample.
Samples.
The blue gooey goo from the Goo Lagoon.
Go Lagoon, dude.
Dude, I've always wanted to try some of that stuff.
The antivenom.
What is it?
I'm going to need to find
The blue gooey goo from Goo Lagoon.
The
Dr.
Dr.
Seuss.
Seuss Fox and Socks.
I know it was Fox. Yeah, it was Fox.
Yeah, dude. Fucking fucks and sucks, dude.
Fucking Sneed. Formerly Chucks.
What about the Sneeches, dude?
Sneeches.
Sneeches get Steeches. Hey. Get out of here. Away we go. Da-na-na-na. Oh. Oh.
Segala faded.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Segala faded.
Get out of here.
Segala faded. Segala faded. Segala faded.
So maybe we should talk a little bit more about other superheroes, just to be fun. I mean, I've been watching a lot of WandaVision. Roger,
Oh, yeah.
I know you
Booster
have.
Gold movie. That's all I want.
What's that, Sean?
I just want a Booster Gold movie.
Ooh,
That'll never happen. Well,
Booster Gold or
well,
Lobo.
Lobo.
I could see a Booster Gold
Television
TV
series.
or HBO Max movie or HBO Max series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Preferably, I'd have it be blue and gold. I'd have it be Booster Gold and fucking Blue Beetle.
That'd be pretty cool.
A broad
would be
show. I
great.
know you and I have both been watching WandaVision. I don't know if Sean has watched
Yeah.
any of it.
Doubtful.
Nah, that's Marvel.
Um,
It's Marvel and it's not Spider.
It's fair. That's fair.
It's fair. But I'm getting really into the mystery of all this.
Yeah.
And like, now I'm more focused on who Quicksilver is.
Pietro is.
Because it's definitely not the Pietro we know, because they showed Aaron Taylor Johnson in
No.
the other one.
The fly. Well, and she said straight up when he showed up at the end of the last episode that she recast Pietro. So
Yeah, but that's the thing. Did she recast or did Agatha?
well, and Agatha now, when she gets, head tapped by Vision, now it's like her Agnes now like is seeming less like she knows what's going on too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like she seemed
Or was she
like a normal person.
was she faking that?
I don't know.
It could be.
I don't know.
It could be argued she may be faking it because
Literally anything is possible in this show
she
right now.
she could be dead. That whole town could be wiped out somehow. Like they could have been dead.
Yeah, but they're alive. I mean, well, that we know of, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like stuff is created in there, and we only know of Rambeau
And we
was from the
I was
outside
gonna
and
say,
went in.
essentially our first mutant. Because that's what they said is that the hex changed her on a molecular level,
Yeah.
so she's mutated.
Is that the thing from the comics where like Wanda Scarlet Witch said like no more mutants?
Yeah, she says no more mutants, and yeah, only there was, I think, 198. They call it M Day. It happened after House of M.
Yeah.
They call it M Day, and yeah, she says no more mutants. And then,
So maybe in
like
this
all but 198 mutants lose their powers.
Okay, so maybe in this she's like everybody be mutants now?
That's what I'm saying. Are they going to do? I talked about this with my boss. I was like, are they going to do a reverse M Day on it? You know what I mean? Because I've already contemplated, like,
How are they going to introduce the X-Men? I mean, they have the X-Men now. How are they going to reintroduce them into their universe? They could
carefully.
They could just say that.
And they understandably want to take a little bit of a break from the X-Men to give some space between Fox and Marvel. But
at least, get that hint of mutants now in the world,
Well, that's just it. Yeah, and that's kind of like I said. They basically said that Monica mutated. But yeah, I could see that happening. I even talked about with my boss because there's the behind the scenes thing where they have like clearly a concept design for Wonder Man. We talked about this already.
Okay.
Like on a board in like a room, you could clearly see it in the background. And so, but like Wonder Man hasn't appeared yet, but there's been some Easter egg stuff. But like that, I even thought like they could do a reverse Wonder Man situation where in the comics, when Ultron creates Vision, he implants Wonder Man's brainwaves on him to make him more human. So I was like, well, instead of that situation, what if like Vision gets resurrected by Wanda and he's back alive, but he's like, synthetic or something now, so like or not synthetic, fucking organic, and like he's like, but he still has powers, so like he becomes Wonder Man. If they did a reverse situation, like I think they're gonna do with the reverse M Day.
That's what I think too, because that's like the really good way to just introduce mutants now. It's because they're sort of hinting at it.
And she did do like reverse M Day situation too.
You shit your pants or something?
After
the controller and just died.
After I forget what storyline it happened in, but she basically did a Let There Be Mutants situation, and shit happened again.
Okay.
But so yeah, it's possible.
And what do you think of Mephisto
Being a part of it?
Well,
I could see it.
Of like being Pietro in disguise, or like
Yeah. I mean that could work.
Because he knows.
I mean,
he knows exactly what
'cause-
she's doing. He's questioning her about everything, and she's
Yeah.
like trying to question like his motives. Like, what are you doing here?
Because he is not a person in Westview. Because remember they said they detected someone entering the hex,
Yep.
which was him.
Yep.
So he is like, he's not just some person from Westview. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That's the thing, is like I have no solid guess at all.
The mystery is pretty fun. I like the mystery.
All I know is it's gonna end very sadly, and yeah, because Mephisto's tied to her kids in the comics.
Yes.
They're bits of like, because they're not real. They're manifested from
From
bits
his soul. Yeah.
Yeah, Mephisto's soul.
And he
So-
calls them demon spawn. Pietro.
Yeah, right.
I thought that was pretty funny. And he was being a
Right.
father figure in the absence of Vision. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yep. Right. Yeah, and my boys, Billy and Tommy, this episode, they got their powers, which made me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Billy was wearing a crude version of his costume in the comics.
Right. The headband with the cape.
Yep. And Tommy, it's not what his costume looks like in the comics, but he's just wearing a version of Pietro's costume.
Yes.
Which as a obviously what Pietro wore in that was like his costume in the comic books. And even I like how he just did a funny like blown out version of like his hair. Like that's because like I always would think about that because he does have like those two kind of spikes of hair in front. And it's like you always think like, how would you do that in live action? Like, how would that work? So they kind of did a version of that. And that got Tommy's hair white too, because that's his hair's Pietro's color in the comics.
Crazy. I'm getting seismic spikes in all locations. It's not good.
It's
All sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool mystery happening, and I'm
Yeah, I
like
honestly
it.
have no idea what the fuck's happening.
yeah, I'm super excited to see where the mystery leads and where the rest of our mystery of Batman leads. Even though I know exactly. And we'll be back.
Butt cave.
We'll be back in the butt cave in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Oh boy.
Goodbye.
Next week, Maurice Evans as the Puzzler versus Batman.